Hey everyone, it's Alex and welcome to this Marvel Snap guide. We're going to be talking about one of the newest cards to land in Marvel Snap land, and that's Thena. Now, Thena is coming out at the same time as Gilgamesh, the Season Pass card. Thena is in the Spotlight caches. So today we're going to be focused on Thena. Tomorrow's video will be about Gilgamesh. So right off the top here, Thena is funny because like on the Snapchat, Cozy and I discussed. Now, first of all, right off the top, you'll notice that we are live in front of a wonderful audience on Twitch TV. If you've not joined us on Twitch, definitely use the link in the description below to join us on Twitch. We have a ton of fun here. But long story short, we were kind of tentative on Thena. We gave Thena a roughly 3.5 rating. I started at 4, dwindled down to like 3.5, 3. And because we were said, okay, the challenge of getting Thena to +3 power every turn seems difficult. Playing exactly 2 cards is somewhat of a challenge. So I'm here to tell you that it didn't seem as hard as I thought it was. And Thena was putting up insane power, often getting into like above 10 power, which is crazy for a 2 cost. In my head, as a 2/7, Thena was just fine. But getting to like 2/10 and higher was crazy, absolutely crazy. Thena was putting up serious numbers, definitely in the 4-star range in terms of first impressions. With that being said, very shoehorned into the type of deck that it's going to be playing with. It's not going to be playing well with like, I don't know, like Blink kind of Hella style decks. So this is just not that kind of card. It's going to find itself niched directly into the Kitty Pryde, Angela, Elsa Bloodstone style packages. But in my experience, I thought Thena was very, very strong. So I'm just telling you, it feels like a card that's definitely worth investigating, especially if you get some benefit from the Spotlight caches as they are. With that being said, let's talk about a couple of decks here as we switch off to the deck building screen. This is one that we were testing here. Now, we actually originally started with a Thena kind of build towards Darkhawk. And then we ultimately started to shift towards this Professor X Ravonna build. And so this is one of the decks that we were working on here that we were kind of brewing on stream. I know there's a deck similar to this that's kind of out there. Ironically, Gilgamesh is one of the weaker pieces of this deck, as is the Rocket Raccoon. We were playing Rocket to get Gilgamesh going, but I wanted to show you kind of where our thought process started. We were kind of trying to build a deck, and ultimately Cannonball Professor X, which benefits from the Ravonna Renslayer. I almost said Rank Slayer. She's not a Rank Slayer anymore. She's actually good. But Ravonna's great in this deck because it allows you to confidently play multiple cards at once, especially to get that Thena out and sneak out some extra value when you can. Overall, this deck was pretty successful. I did like it. Now, where we were actually like really brewing was on Eternal Hawk. We spent a lot of time trying to nail down this list and make sure that it was actually legitimately competitive. Now, the idea here is to not go too hard into the Darkhawk side, but have Darkhawk as a finisher and Gilgamesh as a finisher to make sure that if, like, for instance, we don't have enough buffs out for Gilgamesh, we're able to kind of take advantage of Darkhawk. Ultimately, Gilgamesh felt like it kind of underperformed here. However, Thena was very strong. I felt like Thena was a very good addition to this deck, and of course, Ravonna Renslayer with Thena allowed us to play something like a Thena, I should say, and Angela on the same turn, Angela first, Thena second, and then both of them would get the buff. Thena does count herself in the play. It's also notable here that Sage was a remarkably good card. Hard to replace. One of the key replacements for Sage is often Wolfsbane, and I happen to be playing Wolfsbane here because it's a Ravonna Renslayer based deck. We'll also note here is that during the gameplay highlights you'll see later, you'll notice that there are different variations of this deck. We did a ton of testing around this deck specifically. You'll also note we're not running Blue Marvel here. I was trying to see if I could come up with a deck that works without Blue Marvel. If you don't have Sage, you could consider going Blue Marvel. It is obviously a good card with Gilgamesh specifically, but overall, I did like the Disruption package and the verticality that Darkhawk offered, because at the end of the day, the real power generation here was Angela, Kitty Pryde, and Thena. It's worth noting if you don't have Sage, it's probably a good idea to put something like an Elsa Bloodstone in this deck. It's probably a fair replacement if you're missing it. But we spent a lot of time working on this deck. It was pretty damn fun. And then we go to the Eternals. Now, this was more along the lines of what I would have expected to be a good performer for the likes of Gilgamesh and Thena. So in this deck here, we're trying to run as many cards as we can to get the benefit of Blue Marvel and have Gilgamesh pop off. Now, in this case, Gilgamesh felt a little better because obviously you have the Blue Marvel, the Mysterios, and stuff like that. Mockingbird, a very strong piece as well. It's worth noting that Thena works counterintuitively with something like a Mysterio, because Mysterio, even though Thena will kind of pop up and shine like she can get the benefit, Mysterio counts as 4 cards played because it's 3 cards in and of itself. So it's worth noting that you can't really play Mysterio with Thena in the current form. But overall, still, even given that, Thena, Angela, Kitty Pryde, Elsa Bloodstone, these are all great cards. And once again, Sage putting up serious numbers. So the deck performed fairly well. Like, it felt like all these decks were decent. We were generally climbing. I had the most fun with the Darkhawk base shell, but playing something like Gilgamesh without Blue Marvel feels like it's probably not going to be the most optimal. I would see, honestly, Gilgamesh getting cut from this deck ultimately, and then having a pretty good disruption-based package. You could, honestly, I would cut Gilgamesh probably right now and consider cutting something like an Ironheart. Thena, surprised. That's the end of it. Like, Thena was a legitimate card that put up a lot of power, and it certainly felt a lot more playable, specifically in the Kitty Pryde, Elsa Bloodstone, and the Angela base shell. So if you like playing those types of decks, Silky Smooth is definitely going to benefit from this card, right? We don't have a Silky Smooth deck here specifically, but it's going to be a winner. At the end of the day, I think Thena is definitely going to be worth having in your collection. I don't see this not being a good competitive card long term. It feels like the kind of card that with additional synergies and with kind of specific deck building that's going to be designed to take advantage of its synergies with other cards like Elsa Bloodstone, Kitty, and etc. This is going to be a competitive card. I don't see those types of decks, Silky Smooth and anything with Angela, Kitty, and Elsa, really ever not playing Thena. Like, I feel like Thena is going to be in those decks for the future in Marvel Snap. So if you like those lists, I definitely think it's going to be worth picking up. Hope you enjoyed these gameplay highlights. As I said prior, if you've not joined us on Twitch TV, as you can see, we have a bunch of people here, just in the chat having fun. So definitely consider following us along on Twitch TV. Hit the like button if you have not already. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And I hope you enjoy these gameplay highlights. All right, Thena, I'm not even sure. Let's see it. Oh, Cable. Hate Cable. It's in my head. I hate Cable so much. Snap. Love Nebula. I need to put 2 cards there. I want the draw. Nebula's +3. I'm gonna do this. I kind of hate this, but I'm going for it. They're going heavy mid. Okay, well, they're gonna have Snow Guard, so they could potentially shut that location right down. What I think I'm going to do is move Jeff, play Rocket, drop Wolfsbane. That should secure that location. Do we need to move Jeff, though? I'm going to do it. They always play here, right? This is everyone's getting buffed. Everything is awesome. This is like way more power in this location than they could possibly imagine. Thena +3, Rocket gets its +4, plus whatever the hell on that card, Wolfsbane, which I momentarily forgot existed. Look at this power. Oh my god, so much power. They're going to play there again. I see. Yeah, I was expecting the Hawk. It's fine. Got some Hawk gameplay. They always play here and there. They never play left. Easy. I don't need Daredevil. I see through their plays with my mind. Never plays left. It's not ballsy. This is 100%. They never play left. Told you. No balls. No balls required. Does not require any sort of testicular fortitude. But will... Oh! Gamers, they're snapping for 8. They're snapping for 8. If I lose, that means they're going to Jeff. Okay, so they have Jeff confirmed. All right, they have Jeff confirmed. Now the question is, they're already at max. They're going to add 17 here. Right? They play down Jeff. They go to 15. We should still win. We still just win because Thena goes up. This goes down. Right? This is 8. Oh, they played a lot of stuff. That Devil Dino is way smaller than I expected.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. That's Thena coming in at a 10 to win those 8 cubes.
Victory.
That's the crazy thing. We're starting to get closer and closer to adding Ravonna to this deck, I guess. Who do you cut for Ravonna? because now we're getting really close to hardcore Ravona synergy as we play with this deck here. We're going to snap into Thena and Kitty Pryde. I think that's the play. We might get scammed on this location. But yeah, now that we're working on this deck, we're seeing it slowly morph into something Ravona would appreciate. Ravona. Okay, the Nexus. We add Thena here. Wow, this is actually pretty nuts. Cut Thena for Ravona? Uh-oh. You guys are getting crazy now. Angela and Thena sitting in a tree. And you know what they're doing in that tree. Don't make me say it out loud. Don't make me say it. You know what they're doing. Make no mistake. Not a doubt about it. You guys know what's up. Man, we got some Elsa Bloodstone gameplay. So unfortunately, they might outpace us here. Thena may not be enough, friends. Friends of Thena, we might need more. Gilgamesh is not going to be enough here, friends.
Opponent snapped.
So they've snapped here. We're going to get 7 power out of the Wolfsbane. We're going to play the Kitty. We're going to hold here. I'm not going to play the Ant-Man because it's a Nexus game. Alright. So they have the option of turning off Nexus, by the way. Nocturne is awesome. I really appreciate this Nocturne gameplay. We are highly susceptible to Shang-Chi now. Highly susceptible to Shang-Chi. Wow. 8 cubes. 8 cubes. Does Cheese Butt 69 get rid of Nexus? Three cards. Unlikely one of them is Shang-Chi here. Nocturne does not move. Adding an additional negative card there is pretty good. Two cards. Thena gets buffed. There we go. That's the win.
Victory.
Huge 8 cuber. Absolutely huge 8 cuber. Korg. Turn 1 Korg. Feels pretty good, I gotta tell you. There ain't nothing wrong with the turn 1 Korg. Now we have Thena Kitty Pryde, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now, I think do we put her here? Angela would go elsewhere with Kitty, obviously. We don't have to play Kitty with Thena, right? That's the key learning here. Rank Slayer. Okay, this is solid. Beautiful, even, I would say. So we have to play here because we can't run the risk of Mirror Dimension turning into a disaster situation. So we're going to snap here. I think we're in a good position. We can also play Rock Slide Kitty next turn. Thena's going to love all of this. I love that the effect is revealing there. That's pretty cool. End of turn trigger. There it is. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, it's a Stark Tower, so we do have some optionality here. I think we're going to continue to pump. Thena once again enjoying life. And Gilgamesh is going to love the fact that even the Korg is going to get buffed. So we're going to want to play Jeff here. Everything's going to get buffed. This is beautiful. So Gilgamesh is probably going to be the closer with Kitty Pryde. No! How dare you? That's some disgusting gameplay, but Thena getting chonky as hell. We got some Nico Minoru gameplay, but not what we're looking for here. We got to be very wary of Professor X, but this is a Jeff. So Jeff has some counterplay potential. We cannot play Nico here, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we never draw. We have Gilgamesh, and we don't play Nico. They're always going to try and lock this location, but with Jeff, it prevents them from doing so. They have their own Jeff, though. But Pro X here is still short. They can't. And even Pro X here does not outpace Thena. So I think they're kind of screwed. We should have them here. I'd be surprised to see what this is. Okay. This is actually crazy. Because Gilgamesh comes down, but now Nico negates my next play. Go. I can't actually play the next card. Because it just dies. We're gaming now. All right, we could have killed Kitty Pryde and played Dark Hawk. Okay, I got nervous for a second. I was like, man, that Nico is actually going to mess me up a bit, but it ends up working out okay. And Gilgamesh comes down, but Thena looked really good here, actually. All right, we don't have our Kitty Pryde or our Korg for turn 1. However, we do have Ravonna Rank Slayer. And I think Ravonna Rank Slayer is probably fine here. You know what? Do we go left? We'll go left. That's fine. We'll go left here. And then I think we go Angela, Athena. Why do I keep saying Athena? Angela and Thena. Stop there. This is the benefit of Ravonna here. And squeeze these cards out together. And they should both get buffed. Oh my god, Sebastian Shaw. It's disgusting. How flippin' dare you? Incredibly sensual gameplay. I simply don't appreciate it, honestly. If I can be honest with you guys, I do not appreciate gameplay of that sensuality. And Sag. Okay. Red Guardian ruining all of our dreams. But it's okay. Christina. I mean, this is actually a big Sage play. This is big Sage. Big Sag? I have to just play Sage here. Sucks I don't get the Thena buff here. No, we play Sage. She has initiative as well. Okay, Sage flips it. They expect us to play there. Ironheart hit mid or +2. I think they just dump mid. No, I think they dump left. I don't think they play right. Oh, they played. Okay. Look at Thena. Just 12 casual power.
Victory.
Very interesting game there.